Is going to be an awesome Tuesday as we get started here in the Eagles Nest today. So thank you for all of our scholars that were here on time. That is always a great thing, and that's what makes you an elite scholar if you're here on time each and every day. I went out to the bus rider line this morning, and all our bus riders, man, they got out with their one card, swiped it, ready to go this morning in class. So great job with that. I normally get to see all the car riders, but man, the bus riders, you're making it happen. So great job this morning in getting checked in. So, hey, as always, we want to start with our Fairview 5. We want to make sure that we are actively listening to the speaker, that we're keeping our hands and feet to ourselves, that we're cleaning up our area. Number 4, we're being kind to others with our words and our actions. Number 5, we are doing our best. So these are the 5 things that help make you an elite scholar. So I'm going to challenge you today, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday for the next 4 school days. I want to see the Fairview 5 better than you've ever done it before, right? That's what really makes you an elite scholar, especially number 1, right? You spend most of your time inside of a classroom when you're in the Eagles Nest, which is why you're at school. But inside that classroom, staying actively participating and actively listening to the speaker is such a fantastic thing to do. And our awesome teachers and staff members are going to lead you down the right path. So make sure that you're following their direction and make sure that you are staying locked in. So, hey, we also have a Scholar Pledge. We're going to talk more about this next week. We've been talking about it over the past couple of weeks where I've been saying it, but we'll dig deeper into it next week when we start our new unit. But it says, as a Fairview Scholar, I choose integrity, excellence, and teamwork. Today, I will soar to new heights and do my best. I am a Fairview Eagle, and I will be successful. As I always say, you will be successful today because you are in the Eagles Nest. Hey, Class Dojo, the store is coming up, right? It is less than 10 days away. October 21st is our Scholar Dollar store. And if you have 75 Class Dojo points, then you are going to be able to enter the store and spend all of those well-earned points. There will be new items each time you go into the Scholar Dollar store. So make sure that you are earning those 75 points. On my screen, it looks like the Dojo man is eating me. So hopefully on your screen it doesn't, but maybe it is. But 75 points, that's what you need, okay? 75 points to get in to that. Also, Scholars of the Week, right? Earning points. Following the Fairview 5, wearing your one card, right? That gets you to become a Scholar of the Week. So keep working towards that. Also, our next level champions. We want to highlight our next level classes right now who are currently winning in the hallway, the cafeteria, and in specials. You and your class can win that title as well. I'm ready to start hearing some new classes that I haven't heard yet, but you've got to earn it and take it away from those following classes that are up there. So, hey, as we continue our study on National Hispanic Heritage Month, yesterday I showed you a couple of pictures when it came to Sylvia Mendez and her family, and we read that text for the past 2 weeks called Separate is Never Equal. You guys did great with that, and I've heard you talk about that when I'd come around and see you in class and stuff like that, so that's awesome. But I also wanted to extend that today and show you a couple of other things that went along with this text that they didn't really talk about inside the text very much, but I'm excited to show you a little bit more and make some connections with it, right? So when we're reading a text, part of reading a text is making those connections. If I can connect it to something in my personal life or something that I've learned beforehand, then that is always a great thing because then that means I'm going to have more connection to the text. I'm going to be more invested in what I'm reading. So we know that National Hispanic Heritage Month, we learned the other day that it started as a week celebration in 1968, right? And then in 1988, it became a full week presentation. So here, yesterday, we showed you a first grade picture of Sylvia Mendez when she was at Hoover Elementary School. Then we walked through and I showed you a little picture of Hoover Elementary School. There it is right there. And then also the Mendez family as well. Of course, the Mr. Mendez went around, got all the petitions, as you know, and was able to take his case to court and then fight for desegregation. And then, of course, here's the newspaper article that we know about. And then yesterday, we also talked about this word integrity and how Sylvia Mendez, right, 1947 was when this law was signed in to desegregate California. Well, here in 2018, they named a school after her. So how awesome that was to continue to fight for what she did. We also showed you a picture of this yesterday, February of 2011, Sylvia Mendez receiving the highest civilian honor of the Presidential Medal from then President Barack Obama. So today I want to show you a couple of pictures and connect a couple of things. So in the text, towards the end of the text, I want to say it was the last 3 pages, last 2 pages, I got it right here, last 2 pages. It says that June, Governor Earl Warren signed the law that said that all children in California were allowed to go to school together, regardless of race, ethnicity, or language. So that's all this book says about Governor Earl Warren. So I said, man, let's do some deeper digging into Governor Earl Warren. So because he has a connection, obviously, to this text. So who was Governor Earl Warren? Well, there he is right there. There's a picture of him. He was the 30th governor of California. So a governor is basically like the president of the state, right? So you've got a mayor of High Point, then you've got some mayor of Greensboro, and then you've got a governor of North Carolina, and then you've got the president of the United States, right? So a governor kind of runs the state and listens to the president of the United States. So he was the governor of California, one of the biggest states that we have, right? It's got a lot of people living in the state of California, even back when he was the governor. So he served as the governor from 1943 to 1953. So 10 years he served as a governor. But check this out. He became Chief Justice of the United States Supreme Court in 1953. So you're probably like, well, Chief Justice, Supreme Court, Mr. Hagee, what are you talking about? Remember, we talked about 3 weeks ago, right, about somebody that was served on the Supreme Court and how the Supreme Court was the highest court in the land, right? There's these judges that make all these decisions. So he was ahead, or the Chief Justice of that. He ran that from 1953 to 1969. So he was the person that ran all that. So check out what he did in his time, though. So not only did he sign that law that we read about in the book, right, that said that schools in California would be desegregated, but he also signed a law in 1948, 1949 that gave Japanese Americans back their freedom. So we had something called World War II. And after that, Japanese Americans didn't have the easiest time in the United States. So in California, he signed a law that said, hey, we are going to give back some freedoms. You're not going to be persecuted here. You are going to have free and equal opportunity just like everybody else. So that's 2 laws that just this one governor put into action that helped create equality for people. But there's something else that he did that I don't know if a lot of us know. So this is Mr. Warren when he sat as the chief, as the highest judge in the United States. So check this out. I'm going to read it to you. In 1954, as head of the Supreme Court, with a 9-0 decision and an 8-page opinion that he wrote, it was decided that segregation of public schools across the United States was unconstitutional. This is one of the most revolutionary court cases still today that ever happened. It was called Brown versus the Board of Education. So Mr. Warren not only signed in a law that said that Mexican Americans could go to school and be in schools should be desegregated in California, he was also the head writer and head voter of the law that said that it was unconstitutional to segregate schools. So not only did he do it in California, but him and 8 others chose to do it and desegregate schools all across the United States. So Mr. Warren, along with a bunch of other people that really helped make this happen, are the reason that we can sit in classrooms together and look around classrooms and see people that don't look like us, which is great, right? So we can learn from other people as we are now desegregated and have been since 1954. So yesterday we talked about that word integrity, right? And what does it mean to do the right thing even when no one is watching? Well, it means that I'm living a life, even in 4th grade, 2nd grade, kindergarten, 5th grade, doesn't matter what grade I'm in. I'm living this life where it's like, hey, I'm going to continue to choose to do the right thing, right? Each day we get a choice. Am I going to be kind? Am I not going to be kind? Am I going to do the right thing? Am I not going to do the right thing? It doesn't matter whether I'm kindergarten or whether I'm 68 years old. I still get a choice every single day if I'm going to do the right thing, live a life of integrity. So, Mr. Warren, today we've been talking about Sylvia Mendez, but today I wanted to highlight Earl Warren because Earl Warren in 1947, right, went against the grain. Nobody wanted to desegregate schools for Mexican American children in California. He made it happen. And then in the 50s, a couple years later, it still wasn't popular, but him, along with so many other people, fought to make that happen. That's living a life of integrity, making sure that you're continuing to believe what you believe and do the right thing and being kind to others, even when you don't think anybody is watching. So I challenge you to do that today, tomorrow, and for the remainder of the week. Find ways that you can be kind to others. Find ways that you can fulfill the Fairview Five and be elite scholars. Man, I'm excited to see you in action today. It's 7:40. It's time to cut you loose today. I hope that you have a fantastic day. You've got some of the greatest teachers and staff members in front of you today, so take advantage of that, man. Actively listen to those teachers and staff members because they are awesome. Scholars, remember to be great because you are great. I hope you have an excellent Tuesday.